Not that you don't need to study, you got to study in your part 2, under the part 2 D10, under D10, laws relating to property. So this law relating to property, a lot to study. So one of the area to study is all this strata management law, all the housing development law, all the whatever law that is related to property knowledge. So I always want to say this, to become an agent, you need 4 components. 4 major components. What are the 4 major components? First component is your job knowledge. What is your job knowledge? It means you need to understand how to do your job, how to be appointed. Because you need to understand legally, you need to be appointed to act. Because you don't own the product, right? You don't own the house, you don't own the land, you don't own the whatever you are doing. So you need to have the job knowledge to be appointed, to have the power to do the job. Correct? That is your job knowledge. Second is what? Second is your product knowledge. What is your product knowledge? Product knowledge, like land will have a lease term of 60 years in Kuching. And if you are taking a property that is only left with 10 years, left with 15 years, then how are you going to sell? You need to extend the lease, right? Then you need to understand certain type of property you cannot sell to certain type of people. You cannot do a native land selling to a non-native. So this is what? This is similar as I told you just now. Strata management issue. Strata management issue is also knowledge that enable you to handle property which are strata property, right? So you need to understand the strata property need to pay parcel, owner need to pay this, parcel owner need to pay that. Then before you sell the parcel, you need to check with the management, JMB, hey, he owe how much money, right? Because the new buyer would want to know, actually this unit actually owe for the last 10 years, how much money is owed. A lot of sellers, they don't want to tell you. Then end up, who is supposed to pay for that amount of money owed to the management? Right? If the buyer didn't know, the buyer get the property, all bad debts, the new buyer got to pay, no? Right? Then you need to know all the issue of assessment bill, all the cukai pintu. Even you owe to the council, council can ask you to pay out, even though you are the new owner. You are never an owner 10 years ago, but today you are the owner and you have all areas to the council for the last 5 years, you got to pay out. Also, all this is what? Product knowledge. So as an agent, you must have job knowledge, you must have product knowledge, and what other two? The other two, one is you must have ethics, you must have professionalism. Certain things you do, certain things you should not do. So that is in our job, a professional job which we have. Tort law, you study tort law, right? So you need to know your professional negligence issue. Also that you don't overstep your boundary. So that is the third part of the thing that you need to know. The last part of the thing that you know is actually you can't change. So you have to be in a capacity to act. Also, you must be right mind, not unsound mind. You must not be a bankrupt. You must not be a minor. You cannot be a minor to act as an agent. Also, this is the last part, which is usually we cannot change. So the part that you can change to become a good agent is your job knowledge and your product knowledge. So good job knowledge and good product knowledge will make you a good agent.